Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, another brand new day with the sun shining. It comes up earlier every morning. It's like we're heading into spring and summer. Thumbs up for that. I slept last night. I'm at the point now where I'm either way too cold or way too warm, or caught in the middle, which is why now I'm kind of worried, but I'll get into that. For the past couple of days, I've been either too warm or too cold. You know, I can't get properly warm in bed. I'm either there's too many blankets and I'm too hot, or there's not enough blankets and I'm too cold. There's no comfort zone. Last night it was either have on a sheet or be too hot, or have two blankets or be too cold. Well, blankets, a sheet and then a fleecy blanket on top of that. So I was taking off the fleecy because I was too hot, and then I was freezing, and then I put on the fleecy and get too hot. Toward the end, of course, I was too cold, but I was still sweating. Which why I was saying I'm a little bit worried because, you know, that's almost kind of like illness sort of activity. So I don't have any bugs that I know of. And if I do have the covfefe bug, hopefully it's going to be a very mild reaction instead of a heavy-duty one. Ugh. Let's hope everything will be okay. I had a smear in my finger from my pipe from this morning. I had to partake of cannabis products for chronic pain. Thumbs up for that. So it's been a fun night, and of course this morning I got up approximately 5:30 because of pain and all, and it's 7:09, and I haven't really done anything in the hour and a half that it's been, but it's zoomed. I mean, I feel like I've sat down, done a few things, and now an hour and a half has gone by. So thumbs up for that. I did go partial walkies last night because I had to head to the store again. But at least that means I don't have to go out for another couple days. So that's good. I mean, I'm still going to go out for walkies if I can. So that's a good thing. Exercise is good. Oh, my whole bodily system has just... I've gone downhill through all this social isolation and distancing, so I need to be safe and stay home, but I also need to exercise. Because, oh boy, I've been putting on weight too. Actually, I've lost a couple pounds because I've been disturbed for years and years and years. Ever since I got really, really sick, like 5 years back, and I lost half my body mass. I went from 325 pounds to 160. And then I've been between 160, 170, and then between 170 and 180, and then between 180 and 190, and then I've been between 190 and 200. Now I'm keeping my weight right at around 200. Now this bugs me for a couple of reasons, but it's not as bad as it seems, because at least I'm at the same weight right now I was when I was 20 years old in the Air Force. So, not bad. And my weight limit, there's a weight limit, a range that you can be when you're in the service, depending on your height and your skeletal mass, etc., etc. And you know, you've got a weight limit. During the time I was in the Air Force, my upper range limit was 196 pounds, and I was always between 196 and 204. So I was always fighting to keep my weight down right in there. So now I'm at that. I don't really like it because I want my body to get thinner. You know, I don't need to get fat. I don't need the fatter again. I don't need to stress out my cardiac system. But on the other hand, as I was talking with somebody this morning, you do have to be careful. You do have to eat. And I just want to mention this for safety's sake, because I'm not a nutritionist, of course, but I was in healthcare for 15 years, and even though I only worked as a nurse's aide, and I went through the first 4 of 5 courses to become a licensed practical nurse, and I was doing a damn good job. You have to learn things. If you do not eat, you will go into what is known as a negative nitrogen balance. That is one of the reasons you have to be very careful when you're dieting, especially if you crash dieting. A negative nitrogen balance means you do not heal anymore. You can cut yourself and it will never heal, ever. It'll just stay that way. As long as you're in the negative nitrogen balance, you'll have to keep a Band-Aid on it. You'll have to take care of it, and it will never, ever, ever heal because you're not taking in enough extra nutrients to bring your nitrogen balance into, at least a homeostasis point or a positive point where your body can go, oh, thank God we can heal now. Because if you have that negative nitrogen balance, it does not matter. You will not heal. And that's not just external stuff. Remember, you do get injured on the inside just through normal life. And that's not going to heal. So you need to eat. You don't have to eat a lot, but you do have to eat. Especially if you cut back your nutritional intake far enough. If you're losing more than like 2 pounds a week, you're not just losing fat. You're also cannibalizing your muscle and all such. And that includes that even your body will cannibalize its own cardiac system and such for nutrients. So you need to be really careful. You can screw yourself up really, really bad by not eating enough. Yeah, so you got to be careful. Thumbs up on that. You don't have to eat a ton. There is like I can't remember the exact term. I think it's like glucophage or gluconate, something like that. We have what is known as a gluconate or glucophage buildup, not glucophage, so anything like that. But it's a glucose something or other. I can't remember the exact thing. But that is an energy reserve. Your body has a 6-hour glucose buildup in your body, so that for 6 hours, if you do not eat, your body will use up the glucophage, the glucose whatever buildup that you've got. But at the end of that 6 hours, then the buildup and the reserves are all gone, and your body starts using what you have. It starts breaking down fat and all that, and muscles, so that's why I say you got to be careful. And then it starts breaking down stuff. So nutritionists and all that recommend you eat every 6 hours or so. And in fact, the best way to eat is not the standard world diet now. If you're a part of a Western country, not civilized, Jesus, God, is that a terrible word? Not civilized, but developed world. Oh, boy, was that racism coming through or what? Probably. But, let's see, come back to that. Try to remember. You've got that reserve and build up. I can't even remember now because I was so horrified when I said civilized instead of developing. But you've got that. I'm going to have to try and re-rail myself. You got that build up, and if you do not eat, then it starts to take out of that. And if you do, that's like I said, the nutritionists recommend that you eat every 6 hours because the American, especially American, Western diet of eating every 8 hours is not the best way for your system. The best way for you to actually eat is more of a grazing thing, where you just eat a little bit here until your hunger is gone, eat a little bit here until your hunger is gone, eat a little bit here, 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 and that's just the better way for your system. You still have to make sure you're not mega dosing on calories, so smaller meals, just a few bites of something. That's how I've gone through with my planned weight losses, where it's just every time I've been hungry, instead of having a full meal, you just have a couple bites of something until the hunger's gone. Just a couple bites, and then the meal's done because you've taken in something, you're refilling that glucose whatever reserve, and you're doing okay. Just take in some calories. Try to take about 500 or 600. You don't even have to take in more than that. Generally, that's what I eat. When I don't purchase stupid stuff to try and, snack stuff, so I'll eat a little bit instead of a lot, and then I just end up eating all the snack stuff at once. That's generally the idea, is you just have a little bit, and then your hunger's assuaged, and then you don't have to deal with it. So thumbs up. I have therapy today, so of course I'm being erratic and jumping between subjects, because again, untreated ADHD, that happens. Thumbs up. But I got therapy today, so there's no fancy editing or anything like that. I mean, a little bit of the fancy editing that I do, but I'm not going to be doing any great camera stuff, so thumbs up for that. I don't even have really anything great to talk about, except now into this at 11 minutes in. I wanted to talk about this one. I recently read and reread. I didn't read, but I've reread. There's this one writer, F. Paul Wilson, who, like, way back in the 80s, they made a movie based on one of his books called The Keep. And he's written a long series of books about this one character called Repairman Jack. And Repairman Jack is a guy who just discovered that he's really good at working behind civilization. If somebody is a bad person and they do bad things, well, Repairman Jack is the kind of person that will go in there and make sure they don't do bad things anymore, ever again. And so he's dropped out of normal society, but he still leaves his name and note out there for people to be able to get a hold of him. Calls himself Repairman Jack because, hey, the repairman, he can pretend he's a repairman, and his parents think he's a repairman and all that, but he's underneath. There's this one story called The Tomb, and it seems like a really good story, except you find out that there's no real tomb in it, only in a background series of flashbacks do they actually talk about a thing that might be a tomb, and it's only a tomb because these people, as they're leaving this temple, knock over a bunch of oil and then set the place on fire. So there's no tomb involved. And Repairman Jack fights through all this stuff, does these things, shows himself to be a guy who does not give up, who does not quit, who has a will to live and a will to do all these things. And you get to the end of the book, and the main character, Repairman Jack, there's magic from a necklace that's keeping him alive. And so he gives the necklace back to somebody else, and he immediately starts starting to die. And he just suddenly decides, well, after doing all these things and fighting and struggling and showing that I never give up, I'm just going to sit here in this chair and maybe I'm going to bleed out and maybe I won't. And if I do, then I do. So that's the way that is. And then the book ends that way. And it's like he spends 99% of the book setting up the character to be this kind of person. And at the very end, changes that entirely. And the book sucks because of that. It's terrible. I hate that. So just wanted to point that out. And then, of course, fear of failure and failure's penalty from around the world. There's horrible penalties for failure worldwide, especially, everywhere. If you mess up, then you're going to be suffering from it for a long time. In a lot of, at least, the more Western, first world countries, in places like, the United States anyway, you can fail, but you're allowed to pick yourself up and then carry on. Take a look at our president with his, 6, 7 bankruptcies and other people that do things. There's a string of failures behind, but you pick yourself up and you keep on going. I do know that there are a lot of cultures in the world that are even developed first world countries where people are afraid because that failure doesn't just get looked at as, it's a failure, it happened, I can keep on going. It's, you failed, everyone now looks at you as a failure. You're not good, you don't do things right. You're a failure. Nobody's going to do business with you because you failed. Nobody's going to hire you because you failed. You're a failure. So I like the cultures that are more, yeah, you pick yourself up, you start again. Because hokey smokes, all of us fail. You gotta have some leeway for that, because hokey smokes, that's horrible otherwise. And of course, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now, I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, the fact is you left me a comment. Thank you very much. If I mispronounce your username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and it's a range of 20 to 25 because even though I count an American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, brain damage from alcoholism, untreated ADHD, I can sometimes be amazed that I remember anything at all because I messed that statement up even while saying it. Thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, let me call it my Chrome with the horrible, terrible, just hard to use, repulsive YouTube studio. There is Flora Mute, thank you very much. Emily Markovich, thank you. Kay, greatly appreciated. We have T1B0R, and then kind of a face emoji thing, thank you very much. Adi Pillai, greatly appreciated. Tristan Strong Reed, thumbs up and thank you. Definitely not Sabers. Well, thank you anyway, though. O'Hare Airbruh, thank you very much. You love Tony. I don't know, I might. Excuse me. Kenzie Kincaid, greatly appreciated. Kia, thumbs up and thank you. Isidro Rodriguez, greatly appreciated. Then we have Lottie11, thumbs up. Kairoom7, greatly appreciated. Definitely a distaster. Distaster? Thumbs up. Zach Garza, thumbs up. And then we have Chris Connor, greatly appreciated. Ambush, thumbs up and thank you. Wholesome Liz, that's a cool name, thumbs up and thank you. Avery Hunt. And then we have Kieran, Metallica fan. Been a while since I've seen you in the comments. Good to see you. Kathy Kits Cat, good to see you in the comments as well. Yonte Chapat, I bet I'm nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. David Martinez, thumbs up. And last but not least, Catherine, none of your business. Greatly appreciated, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. Definitely a thumbs up. When you already pressed it, it's good to get out of the echo chamber of your skull. Definitely a thumbs up, especially in times like this with all of the social distancing, even just even just interacting with people in text. Very much a good thing. If you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. If you wanted to help me out but didn't want to send money to one of those two places, I have a PayPal link down below. You could check that out. And if you wanted to help me out but didn't want to send money, I have an Amazon wish list link as well. If you could check that out, that would be very cool too. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get for my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And of course, if you could subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, that would be very cool. Greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. Very cool. So, I got this video. I have another video for this channel. I just need to edit and render. Then I need to record and edit something for my game channel because, hey, this is the only thing that gives me structure and purpose to my life right now. So, thumbs up for that. A good thing. Use whatever you need and must to find purpose in your life. Definitely a good thing. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. Definitely a positive. And I'm going to change this again soon, but for right now, it's still very true. It's still true and important. So I will see you on the flip side, my friend. A very good thing.